Banh Xeo. Vietnamese sizzling crepes made of rice and mung bean. Smells and tastes just like home. If you want to support me and my cooking videos and learning more about how to make this delicious dish, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to receive immediate notifications for when I upload my next video. I'm gonna get to showing you how to make this dish right now. Today we will be starting a new series called Yvonne's Tastes of Asia. Every 2 weeks, I'll be showing you how to make one of my very favorite dishes across 10 different parts of Asia so that you can see how easy it is to make a delicious, authentic Asian dish right at home in your own home kitchen. No need to travel thousands of miles to Asia or to spend lots of money at a restaurant. You'll be able to master these recipes right at home, and you'll also be able to impress your family and friends. And most importantly, you'll be able to have bragging rights to say that you can make something super yummy and delicious right at home. So let's get started. Today, we're going to start in Vietnam. Today I'm going to be making one of my very favorite Vietnamese dishes, and that is Banh Xeo. So Banh Xeo arguably comes from the central region of Vietnam. It is a rice and mung bean based crepe that is pan fried. It's really crispy and fragrant, and it's also chewy on the inside, and I'm going to show you how to make it today. A bit of background: Banh Xeo gets its name because of the sizzling sound that it makes when the batter hits a really hot pan. So we're gonna do this in 2 parts. First, I'm gonna show you how to make the batter for the base of the Banh Xeo, and then I'll show you how to pan fry it with all the delicious fixings that are gonna go into it. So for our ingredients, just for the batter, we got some jasmine white rice. So this is about a cup that I've soaked overnight and then drained. Some cooks at home will use rice flour as a substitute because it's quicker, but that tends to compromise the texture, which I don't love. Then we've got a little bit of coconut milk, so about 1/4 of a cup. Use the full fat can kind. I like to use S1E1, that's my favorite brand. And we got about a cup and 3/4 of water. Spices, so about a teaspoon of turmeric, about a ½ teaspoon of kosher salt, and then a little bit of black pepper. 2 tablespoons of packed, already cooked jasmine rice. This is going to add texture and chewiness to the inside of the crepe. And we also have mung beans. So this is gonna take a little bit of prep work. I took a bunch of mung beans, I soaked them overnight just to get all the gassiness out of them, drained them, and then steamed them on high heat for about 10 minutes, and then ground them in my food processor. So that's gonna yield this nice, creamy, rich nuttiness that you see here. You know that it's got the right texture because when you squeeze it between your fingers, it kind of all sticks together. As garnish for the crepe, we also have some sliced scallions. So to get this batter going, we're going to use a blender to blitz everything that we have here except the scallions. So once the batter is ready, it's going to be very smooth, creamy, lemony in color. Then we will transfer it into a jug. Before we do that, we're gonna strain it in case there are any solids. Lastly, for the batter, we'll stir in the sliced scallions. So I'm actually preparing this Banh Xeo batter for our dinner tomorrow, so I'm gonna let this sit overnight in the fridge. And then tomorrow I'll show you how to make this into crepes and all of the fillings that we're going to add to it. So I'll see you tomorrow. We're back. So today we're actually gonna get down to making the Banh Xeo, and these are all the filling ingredients that will be needed. Of course, the batter, which we've let rest overnight. It's nice and thick and creamy. Also got sliced onions. This is just 1 medium white onion. Mushrooms. We typically use straw mushrooms, but because I couldn't source them, we instead have oyster mushrooms. Got a half a pound of shrimp. These are quite large, so I've actually cut these in half. Ground pork. You can also use sliced pork shoulder. If you don't want the meat, there's also the option to add tofu. This is firm tofu that I've cut up into small pieces. And then of course we got more of that delicious steamed ground mung bean. That's gonna add creaminess and richness to the crepe. And then as a fresh filling, we've got fresh bean sprouts. And of course oil for the pan. Okay, time to get cooking. So we're going to use an 8-inch pan. Make sure it's non-stick so that the banh xeo releases easily. Just for reference, in different parts of Vietnam, banh xeos vary different sizes. So in the central region, it's very common to see banh xeo that are this size or even smaller. And then as you go further south towards Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon, you can get banh xeo that are 12 or 14 inches in diameter. So I want to start the pan with a little bit of oil and then just heat that up. I typically start with the onions and the mushrooms first because I want them to be brown and delicious. And then if I'm using pork, I'll add in the pork in after. And I always add the shrimp in last because shrimp is really quick cooking. Just add a little bit of the onion and a little bit of the mushroom. So once our onion and mushroom have browned just a bit and are very fragrant, then I'm gonna add in a little bit of the pork. Now once that's all fragrant, I'll add the shrimp in last. Quickly just toss it a little bit. So now we're gonna add everything onto one side of the pan because now we're gonna actually add in the batter. Make sure to mix up the batter because the rice tends to set on the bottom, which you don't want. Roughly measure out about 1/3 of a cup and then add that in. So you see that xeo sound, that like sizzling sound that you hear? That is where Banh Xeo gets its name. Just want to just kind of swivel it around so that it's evenly coating the pan. And then quickly add in just roughly like about a tablespoon of the mung bean. That's all ground up, nice and buttery. And then a small handful of the mung bean sprouts. Now we're gonna cover up this beauty and lower the heat to low and just kind of let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. So excited! Banh xeo! Okay, the unveiling! Ta-da! Ooh, it's already separating from the edges, which means that it's getting closer and closer to being done. So I'm gonna turn the heat up to medium. This isn't diet food, so we're gonna add a little bit of oil to the edges all around. This will ensure that the banh xeo will be super crispy and the medium heat will aid in the crispness. Look at the beautiful lace edges. Those are my fave parts. It's all lacy and beautiful just along the edges. I love that look. So now is a moment of truth. We're gonna flip it halfway so that it looks like a beautiful half moon. So as it starts getting more cooked, it starts kind of curling up, and you go, whee! We're gonna lay the beautiful half moon on a plate. And then move on and make all the rest of them. Look at that gorgeous beauty. So that was a lot of fun making all these banh xeo. So now we're going to wrap them up and I'll show you how to eat them. So there are 3 different ways that you can eat banh xeo. The first way, which is the savage way, which I often do, is I'll just grab a piece of the banh xeo, dip it in the Nuoc Cham and throw it in my mouth. Then there's the second way, which is the way that a lot of restaurants do it here in the US. They'll have you wrap it up in a lettuce leaf with the herb accompaniments, dip it in the sauce. And the third way, which is actually the most traditional way and my favorite way, is to wrap it in bun trang or Vietnamese rice paper. So you could easily find these sheets of rice paper at any Asian grocery store. It's usually made out of rice as well as tapioca flour. Back in Vietnam, the old school way of making this is actually to hand pound rice. The way that you eat this is you want to dip it in some lukewarm water. So I'm going to dip it in here. Don't drown it. It'll be harder to loosen up. Just want to lightly dip all parts of it. Shake out the excess water and lay it on your plate. And then as this starts softening, it'll no longer feel like paper, it'll be nice and pliable. So we're gonna take some of the lettuce. I don't have all the herbs, but I'm gonna work with what we have. Some of the cilantro, pickled carrot, and some of the cucumber. We're gonna put it on one edge of the rice paper. And then we're gonna take a hunk of this Banh Xeo. See, it's nice and crunchy on the edge, still nice and hot. Okay, so now if you touch this, you can see it's already getting nice and soft. So at this point, it's ready to roll. You just wanna carefully roll it over. When you roll it about halfway, that's when you're gonna tuck the edges in and then keep rolling. Here we got beautiful little rice paper roll with Banh Xeo. My fave. With all that rolling, I'm super hungry, so I'm gonna take one of these Banh Xeo rolls and then dip it into my sauce and we'll do a taste. Here goes. Super tasty. It's very rich because of the mung beans. It's crunchy because of the rice. It's fragrant because of the coconut oil. And those lacy edges, the crunch has definitely been retained. I also love the contrast of the crispiness of the edges with the chewiness of the inside. And all the herbs and the vegetables that we wrap the rice paper in, it just complements it so well, especially with this Nuoc Cham. That's what I really love about Vietnamese cuisine. It's just super fresh. There's always raw, fresh herbs and vegetables that are served with pretty much every meal. It's very fresh and zesty. I don't care. I'm gonna be savage and just dip one big piece into the Nuoc Cham. So good, even just by itself. So I hope this video showed you how you can make Banh Xeo a very, very popular and now ubiquitous Vietnamese dish right in your own home kitchen. No need to go out or travel thousands of miles to Vietnam. You can actually make it right at home. So that wraps up the first episode of Yvonne's Taste of Asia, where we started in Vietnam. We're going to have one episode every 2 weeks where I'm going to showcase my favorite dish from 10 different parts of Asia. Our next video is going to be from mainland China. So China is a huge country, so many dishes, so many different types of dumplings, noodles. What can I possibly make on the next episode? Well, stay tuned for more from Yvonne's Taste of Asia. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I would love to hear from you, so please leave me a comment below. Please subscribe for more food and more travel. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.